Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. We made it to 2025 and in a couple of hours. And yeah, let's so welcome back to another episode of the Lincoln Williams Show. My name is Lincoln Williams, and I am in the McCall College office presenting you another review here on the Lincoln Williams Show before New Year's Day and all that stuff. Today is New Year's Eve by the time of this recording, and I hope you love this review of a retro console that I just picked up about a couple of months ago. So for the apartment. Anyways, YouTubers, I hope this year in 2025 things start looking better for me. 2024, it was a rough year, folks, for me. It was a rough year for folks for me. But 2025 is on the horizon, and it just about at approximately 1 hour and 30 minutes, 1 hour and 30 minutes uh or 1 hour and 30 minutes. I think I can estimate that right by the time of this recording. So anyways, YouTubers, let's get on with the review. Welcome and happy new year, everybody. Happy new year. I hope you're having a great night, and hope you're having a great late night like I am. And I've been watching Doctor Who, classic Doctor Who, and I will show that collection off in the new year. But I am working on the Doctor Who Blu-ray collection to show that off to you for all my Doctor Who fans that watch my videos. So anyways, YouTubers, um, let's get on with the review. But anyways, happy new year. Welcome back to another episode of the Lincoln Williams Show. My name is Lincoln Williams, and today we're going to be reviewing a very special console, a very special retro console that is a clone console. I know, another clone console, but what is it this time? Well, I decided to move out of my parents' house, knowing that my parents still have a clone console that um, I have in the garage. But I decided to get a new one for the apartment, and this console surprised me. This console surprised me. So today's episode, we're taking a look at a very special console to the general public that can get your hands on. Today's episode is the Hyperkin Retron 3. The Hyperkin Retron 3 is an NES, Genesis, and SNES clone console. So yeah, the system is really, really good. Comes in red and white, as you can see on the cover right there. And so let's take a look at the accessories that it comes with. I already opened it, so here's the back. Freeze frame it if you want. Freeze frame it if you want. If you want to take a look at that, I don't know if you can take. I don't know if you can see that. There's the box. There's all the information and that stuff. So yeah, that is the Hyperkin Retron 3 box. If you can read that on there. Yep. That is the Hyperkin Retron 3 HD box. So, let's take a look at some of the accessories that it comes with. First off, it comes with your 10-foot wired Super Nintendo controller. This is the Super Nintendo Scout controller. It has bumpers on the back, so it has bumpers on the back so that your hands will rest there comfortably. But I don't really use this controller that often, but I'll show you why I don't use this controller in a moment. So I'll show you why I use the Genesis controller and the Super Nintendo controller in this video. So yeah, I mean, there's the Super Nintendo controller. And here is the Genesis controller. And here's the Genesis controller with the mode button. So yeah, the Genesis controller with the mode button. Pretty basic. But you can also use regular NES controllers. This is the 8-bit DOE N30. This is the 8-bit DOE N30. Now, what is going on with this controller? See these two buttons up here? These are turbo buttons and these are normal buttons. So, these are turbo on the top and you have normal buttons on the bottom. So you can just go turbo A and turbo B, stuff like that. This is a really good controller. I really like this controller. And it has a USB-C connector on the top to charge it. Really like this controller. Very nice D-pad. Very nice D-pad. Yep. You can also use a Super Nintendo controller. This is the 8-bit DOE SN30 controller with micro USB on the bottom, on the charger port right there. And it looks pretty good. It feels really good. It feels really, really good to play Super Nintendo games and that stuff. And yeah, so this is the Super Nintendo controller of 8-bit DOE. And this is the Genesis controller. This is the Genesis controller by 8-bit DOE. And it also uses a USB-C connector on there as well. So yeah, I'm going to show you the system off in a little bit. But yeah, so you got your two bumpers. I don't know why you have bumpers. I don't know why you have bumpers, but I don't know what all these extra buttons do. So I'm going to have to look it up in the manual. So, anyways, yeah, here's the Genesis controller by 8-bit DOE. And Hyperkin also included. So if you're wondering, where's the NES controller? So now here's the science between all this. See this little connector piece right here? See this little connector piece? That is an NES style port mixed in with an SNES style port. So you plug in your Super Nintendo controller to play NES games. You plug in your Super Nintendo controller to play NES games. And that is so freaking amazing. That is amazing. Good job, Hyperkin. Now, the moment that you've all been waiting for, the moment of truth. What does the system look like? Here it is, everybody. The Hyperkin Retron 3 HD in all of its glory. The Hyperkin Retron 3 HD is an NES, SNES, and Genesis style clone system. I really like these flaps. Yeah, I'm gonna demonstrate the flaps and see how easy these games take out. So yeah, that is the console itself. So here's that little selector switch. Here's a selector switch, and here is your reset button, and your power button. And what are all these on the console? What are all these connectors on the console? These are wireless receivers. So you have your wireless receiver for your Genesis, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo port on the thing. So yeah, so I like to keep these on the console. The Super Nintendo port is actually kind of tricky to take off, but yeah. So and what is on so on the bottom of the console, and here's all your region switches. Here's all your region switches if you want to freeze frame that. Um, yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic if you can get a zoom in. Yeah, so if you want to change something in the console settings, you're going to have to flip this thing over and change whatever you want to change for all your region stuff. And here's the back with all your video connector ports. Your micro USB your HDMI and your composite for those light gun games, and your ratio switch and HDMI port, if I said that already. So that is the console. How how does it handle the games? So what we're going to do is pop we're going to pop Zelda in. I'm actually spoiling it. We're going to pop in Street Fighter, and I'll show you how the console I'm going to show you how the console is. And then we're going to pop in, let's see, Punch Out. We're going to pop in Punch Out. Oh, shoot. Yeah, we're going to pop in Punch Out. That is what the console looks like. That is what the console looks like. See all those little games in there? Yeah, so that's all. That's what the console looks like with all the games. And how does the games pop out? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to showcase this because I'm going to describe it to you and how the cartridges pop out. That wasn't too hard. And here's my special edition of Link. Here's my special edition of A Link to the Past, Zelda: A Link to the Past. I'll just explain that in another video. That wasn't too hard at all. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter 2 for Genesis. And wow, that was actually pretty easy to pull out. Punch Out for NES. So, what did I test with the console? So, what did I test with the console? You might wonder. So, I tested, as I mentioned, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past Special Edition. I tested Super Mario All Stars for Super Nintendo. Donkey Kong Country, which is my granddad's favorite game of all time, and it is my favorite game of all time. Donkey Kong Country is one of the best, 10 out of 10. So I tested out Donkey Kong Country. Super Mario World, Super Mario Kart, Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest, Kirby Superstar, Tetris and Dr. Mario, ActRaiser, and here's the special one, Yoshi's Island. Yes, Yoshi's Island booted up on this thing. Yoshi's Island booted up on this thing. It does work. Super Return of the Jedi and Super Empire Strikes Back. Now, for the NES side, I chose Bubble Bobble, Jackal, and as I mentioned, Punch Out. And guys, I had to buy the gray cartridge because my gold cartridge is worth a lot of money. And this is one of my favorite games of all time, the gray cart of The Legend of Zelda, basically. So I bought the gray cart of The Legend of Zelda and I've been playing it. So, yep. So I love this game so much. I had to get a gray copy so that my gold cartridge stays protected because this game is rare if you get the 5 screw variant and gold edition. And proof 3 screw variant. Ninja Gaiden, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, and Metroid. Now, for the Genesis, I chose, as I mentioned, Super Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Vector Man. So, yeah, these are the games that I all tested with the unit. And yeah, I do. I am a video game collector. I like to hunt down many specific games on eBay. So if I come across one of your eBay listings, there just to let you know that I'm hunting for SNES carts and Genesis carts and NES SNES carts. So yeah, I'm a top collector. And one of the games that I want to get is Earthbound. So I'm on the lookout for Earthbound. Earthbound is a rare one, and I will keep it locked away in secret. So, anyways, YouTubers, those are the games that I all tested, and they all work. So yeah. Um, so what do I think of the Retron 3 HD? The Hyperkin Retron 3 HD is a good clone system. It's a good clone system. It's not perfect, but it did have a little bit of graphic glitches on Bubble Bobble, but it's still playable. But anyways, yeah. So how was it? How was it? How was this console? It doesn't have accurate colors on the NES, but it does have accurate colors on the SNES and Genesis, and the picture looks natural. The picture looks natural on the SNES and Genesis, but the picture on the NES, it's not perfect, but it gets the job done. It gets the job done. And I really like this console. I really do. It has perfect pin technology, good colors on some of the games, and just have fun with this console. Just have fun. Have fun with this console and all that stuff. So, and that's what I did. I had fun and it was great. So, anyways, it was great. So, yeah, that's all for this review that I have to say. It's a great video game system. The Hyperkin Retron 3. It's a great video game system. And thank you. Thank you for tuning in for this this very last episode of the Lincoln Williams Show for 2024. So yeah, I really do love the Hyperkin Retron 3. Um, it's good. So it's a great video game system. I'm very shocked. So yeah, I'm very shocked with my purchase. Um, so yeah, I'll probably have to bring it over to my brother Austin's house to play some Street Fighter with him. And yeah, so this console's great. I really do enjoy it. So the final verdict. the final verdict the final verdict for the Hyperkin Retron 3 HD is none other than a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10. I really strongly recommend this console. I really strongly recommend this console in a way. I really did enjoy it. And it's a 9 out of 10. It's perfect. Hyperkin knows what they're doing when building these type of things, when building computers and stuff like that, and all the internal components of these. I mean, yeah. I mean, I like it how it has a I like it how it has a switch for each individual power source. So when you're switching it up and down, when you're switching it up and down, you're actually hitting the power button instead of the switch right here. So that's what I really love about this console. And I actually sold one of these in my video game store. I actually sold one of these in my video game store if you're interested. So if you want to pick up a Retron 3 HD, um, hit me up and I will gladly sell one to you. I will order one for you, and then it'll get delivered right here in my building. And then pickup is through Albertsons. I deliver at Albertsons. I deliver all my stuff through the store there for my work. And so you can pick one up yourself. So, anyways, um, yeah, final verdict for the Retron 3 HD, 9 out of 10. I really did enjoy this console. 9 out of 10. Strongly recommend this console. Strongly recommend this console. 9 out of 10. It isn't perfect like some of the analog consoles, but it gets the job done. I'm really impressed, Hyperkin. Thank you. Thank you for making this console come true to our lives and our retro game rooms. So yeah. Anyways, YouTubers, um, I'll see you all in the next, I will see you all in the next Lincoln Williams Show episode in 2025. I will be back someday, YouTubers, and happy new year. Bye, everybody.